Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth. Tilray traders and investors, it's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, July 30th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing insider purchasing. We have the CFO, Merton of Tilray Brands, just came out, actually acquired some Tilray shares today at 59 cents. We're going to take a look at that, and then we'll also take a look at the price chart. We bounced right off of critical support, so that was great to see after the bearish earnings reaction. A lot of people were thinking that they had positive EPS, but there was some confusion with regards to GAAP and non-GAAP. But the actual print was negative 130. And while people like to focus on the adjusted numbers, you have to understand the print is the print. And when people look at these numbers, they see a huge miss, right? They see negative 130, and the forecast was negative 0.02 for EPS, and it's negative $1.30. Well, the optics, the perception of that is not great. So just be careful with where you get your information from, and this is why it's good to join a community or understand how to read these numbers yourself, so that you can have the truth on your side, right, and not get played by these headlines or these false misleading statements. So that's all I'll say with regards to that. Overall, the company, nothing to worry about. They're paying down debt. We mentioned in the Pow Group private community as well. We were talking about this. There was some members in the conversation. You know who you are. We were talking about this months ago, how they still had tons of goodwill, and they still do. So they very well could do these impairment charges again. And a company that, yes, it's paying down its debt about $100 million, and they're on their way to profitability. I would say it's more than likely going to be a 2026 at the earliest story. But when a company is not yet profitable and they still have debt, we need to expect dilution. So this goodwill, these impairments, and dilution is still very possible into 2026, in my opinion, again, until they have their debt paid off and until they have profitability. So as we know, right now they're not doing share buybacks or anything like that, because they're, like I said, why not, with the interest rates this high, why not pay down the debt as much as possible? And that's what they're doing. They're saving their cash for accretive, either mergers and acquisitions or investments. Okay, so going to jump right into it. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And full disclosure, I do own Tilray in my portfolio. It's my largest cannabis holding. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And just as a reminder, the Pow Group private community memberships, the price will be going up tomorrow. So make sure to take advantage of that before that happens. So this was the article that came out today. You can see here Form 4, Statement of Changes in Beneficial Ownership. And this is the actual SEC Form 4. So if we take a look here, you can see on July 30th, 2025, the reporting person purchased 33,500 shares of common stock of Tilray Brands, Inc. on the open market at a price per share of 59 cents and change. So 0.5952, and that's none other than Carl A. Merton, the CFO, Chief Financial Officer of the company. And then if we take a look at Fintel and scroll down, he was the last one to purchase as well back in November of 2024. But as you can see here, 2025, July 30th, 33,500 shares at 59 cents. And that's a cost basis of $19,939. So about $20,000 US. Again, not a massive amount, but certainly not a small amount either. And always a reassuring thing when you see insiders purchasing shares of the company. And I can't imagine, it being a bad idea to add here. Like I said, they had 71% in international growth. Their distribution channels and business is growing like you wouldn't believe, and they're doing that SKU rationalization. They're getting out of products, not just chasing revenue for any kind of revenue. They're focusing on high margin and profitability. And like I said, paying down debt, folks, this company, it's going to be the biggest company in all of MJ, I think, when it's all said and done. But don't take my word for it. I don't need to convince you. I already know what I own, and I already know what I hold. And either you're coming along for the ride or you're not. Either you're on the train or you're off the train. The train's left the station. It's going with or without you. Personally, I'm not worried at all. I know what I hold. And like I said, I'm not trying to convince anybody. I don't need to do that because time will do that. Once enough time goes by, I'm confident that you'll understand. So on the daily time frame here, I mentioned that we did have key support at 57 cents. That was actually a double bottom. And look where we dropped. 55 cents was the low of yesterday in the earnings reaction. which was basically, I think overblown in my opinion. But that was Monday after market close, so Tuesday was the brunt of that pullback. But you can see we pulled back to 55 cents, and what did we close the day at? Right at 57 cents. So when I said key support was at 57 cents, I meant it. And then sure enough, we closed the day at 57 cents, and then the high of the day today, we almost hit 62 cents. That goes to show you that's still very, very strong support. And what I think happened is a lot of people probably had their stop at 55 cents, 56 cents with key support at 57, and they were going stop loss hunting, in my opinion. Could we see more downside from here? It's possible. Key support's going to be 55 cents now, which is the low of yesterday. Lose that, then we're heading probably back down to that golden pocket somewhere around the 50 cent to 46 cent area. But as of right now, no major red flags whatsoever. I would consider that a save in terms of the daily uptrend as well. We had our low, high, higher low, and higher high. In my opinion, that was just a bear trap and a fake out so far. Again, if we lose 55 cents, then that all changes. But as of right now, this daily bull flag is still intact and daily uptrend still intact, and we could very well see $1.04 in the not too distant future. They also mentioned that they're going to be, doing potential mergers and acquisitions, and they said even if the rescheduling in the US happened, they talked about being in the medical market in 60 to 90 days, especially when I interviewed Erwin Simon. He said if he could get into cannabis-infused beverage as well, they could be into that in 60 to 90 days in the US. So the writing's on the wall, folks. And yeah, we're looking good. There's nothing to worry about. If we get rescheduling, they said that they might even acquire a company in the US. So we're just back testing, in my opinion, some of these moving averages, and it's a healthy correction thus far. Take a look at the daily time frame. We also have the 50-day and the 100-day at 50 and 52 cents respectively. So it's very possible that we come back down, flip that old resistance into new support, and then head back towards our 200-day moving average, which is up at 89 cents. So overall, not looking too shabby whatsoever, and always a good sign when you see insiders loading up. And this might even be a trend that we see. I think VFF CEO did I think it was at least half a dozen buys. So we'll see if he keeps hitting the buy button or not. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. Once again, 1 day left. So tomorrow, price of the POW Group private community membership will be going up. It's different than YouTube memberships. And you can go to the website, just click on pursuitofwealthgroup.com here or powgroup.ca. We also have a one week free trial. No credit card required. But again, as of tomorrow, price is going to be going up. So if you're going to do the trial, I highly recommend that you do it now and today, and spend a couple hours and see if it's worth it. And then you can do the annual option. That's going to be going up to $339.99 Canadian per year. So essentially $300 American, and it's going to be going up to $33.99 per month Canadian. So essentially $30 per month. And yeah, similar to the algo service, price will be going up. But people who are locked in before the price increase, it'll be locked in. So you can lock in your price today. There's still some people paying $4.99 a month for that. The gold's just the annual, silver's the monthly, and the VIP includes the membership to the community and the algo service. So if you just click on any one of these, there's a video that explains it as well, and then there's a blurb about what it is and the benefits, and you can watch this video for more information. All right, going down it there, it's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll catch you again on the next video.